Most people using Openclaw are doing it wrong. They have one agent trying to do everything, write code, check emails, manage files, review pull requests, and they're wondering why it keeps losing context and going off the rails. But what if instead of one overloaded agent, you had a team of specialists, each one laser focused on a single job coordinated under one roof? That's exactly what a multi-agent system lets you do in Openclaw. And in this video, I'm going to show you two ways to set them up. Before we get into the how, let's talk about why you'd want multiple agents in the first place. Because if one agent works fine, why complicate things? Here's the problem. Every agent has a limited context window. That's how much information it can hold in its brain at once. When you give one agent responsibility for everything, your code base, your email integrations, your documentation, your deployment scripts, it starts drowning in information. It forgets instructions, it hallucinates, it makes mistakes it wouldn't make if it had a narrower focus. Think of it like this. Would you rather hire one person to be your developer, your accountant, your customer support rep, and your marketing manager, or would you rather hire 4 specialists? Problem 2 is prompt pollution. So when your single agent system prompt tries to cover 10 different jobs, the instructions start conflicting. Your be concise instruction for email drafting fights with your be thorough instruction for code review. The agent gets confused about which personality to use and when. The third problem is there's no parallelism. A single agent can only do one thing at a time. With multiple agents, you can have one reviewing code while another is drafting documentation, while a third is scanning your inbox. They work simultaneously. The fourth problem is blast radius. If your single agent breaks or gets confused mid-task, everything stops. With multiple agents, if your email agent has an issue, your coding agent can keep working. You've isolated the failure. Now let me show you how to actually set this up. There are 2 methods and they serve different purposes. Option 1 is what I call the route method. You set up routing commands inside your agents.md file to keep sub-agent prompts organized in folders inside your project. This is great when your sub-agents all work within the same project or code base. Option 2 is the terminal method. You use the Openclaw agents add command to spin up a sub-agent with a completely separate workspace. This is better when you need agents that are truly independent, different files, different tools, different contexts. Let me walk you through both. Option 1 is the route method, and it's the simplest way to get started with multi-agent setups. Here's how it works. Step 1, create your sub-agent folder inside your workspace and create a project directory if you don't have one already, and then create a new folder for each sub-agent. The folder name should describe what the agent does. So if you want an agent that checks email, you'd create a folder called check email. Step 2 is to write the sub-agent prompt. Inside that folder, create a markdown file that serves as the agent's instructions. So inside the check email folder, you'd create a check email.md, and this file is basically that agent's entire personality and instruction set. So here's a simple example. Check email agent. You are an email management specialist. Your job is to connect to the user's email inbox, scan for unread messages, summarize the top 5 most important emails, flag anything that needs urgent intention, and then we can give it rules. So never send emails without explicit confirmation, always prioritize emails from context in the VIP list, and keep summaries under 2 sentences each. Notice how focused this is. This agent doesn't know anything about your code base, your deployment pipeline, or anything else. It only knows email. That's the power of specialization. Step 3 is to set up the route command in agents.md. So go to your main agents.md file. This is your root level agent configuration, and you're going to add a route command that tells Openclaw, when I say this phrase, spin up a sub-agent. So add something like, when I type route task, you will find that task in the projects folder and spin up a sub-agent and pass that task file as its system prompt. So now when you type route check email in your Openclaw session, it knows to load the instructions from that sub-agent file and switch context. The agent becomes the email specialist. You can set up as many routes as you want: route check email, route code review, route write docs, route deploy, and so on. And just like that, you've got a team. Your project folder becomes this organized hub of specialists, and you can switch between them with a single command. So when should you use this method? This is ideal when all your agents work within the same project context. They share the same files, the same repository, the same general environment. You're basically creating specialized modes for your main agent. But what if you need an agent that lives in a completely different world? Option 2 2 is the terminal method. And this is the one most people might not know about. Instead of keeping subagents inside your project, you can use Openclaw's built-in command to create a subagent with its own completely separate workspace, different directory, different files, different context, fully isolated. And here's how. Step 1, run the command in your terminal, type Openclaw agents add and then your agent name. So if you want to add a research agent, you type Openclaw agents add research-agent. You then need to fill out onboarding for that agent, and Openclaw creates the agent, sets up a new workspace for it, and registers it in your agent roster. Step 2 is to configure the new agent. Once the agent is created, you can navigate to its workspace and set it up however you want. It has its own prompt file, its own working directory, its own set of tools. It's a blank slate. This is where it gets powerful because this agent isn't constrained by your main project at all. You can point it to a different code base, set up different security permissions, give it tools your main agent might not have. So for example, maybe you have your main coding agent working in your app repository, a research agent that has web access and can browse documentation, a data agent that connects to your analytics database, a DevOps agent that manages your cloud infrastructure. Each one lives in its own workspace, no cross-contamination, no context confusion. So then moving to step 3, managing your agents, you can list all your agents, switch between them, or remove ones you don't need anymore. The terminal gives you full control over your agent roster. So when to use this method, use option 2 when you need true separation, when agents need different tools, different file access, different security levels, or when they're working on entirely different projects. This is your enterprise grade setup. Think of option 1 as departments in the same office and option 2 as separate offices in different buildings. Both are valid. It depends on how much isolation you need. Method should you pick? My recommendation is to start with option 1, set up 2 to 3 route-based subagents inside your main project, get comfortable with the workflow. Then when you hit limits, when you need an agent that truly needs its own workspace, graduate to option 2. And honestly, most advanced setups use both. You'll have route-based agents for quick switching within a project and terminal-based agents for the isolated workloads. And now you know more about multi-agent systems in Openclaw than 99% of users out there. If you want to go deeper, if you want to see advanced configurations, real workflow breakdowns, and stay on the cutting edge of what's possible with Openclaw, I run a free community on School where we share setups like this every week. The link is in the description. Drop a comment below telling me how many agents you're running or what agents you want to build first. I read every single one. And if this was helpful, smash that subscribe button. We're building the best Openclaw resource on YouTube, and we're just getting started.